Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball on 2K Sports.
Here we go.
This is Brian Anderson, joined courtside by Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg. Our reporter tonight, Allie LaForce. Inside, Wembanyama. Yes! And a nice assist from Fox. These are two teams with a clear identity, Grant. Defense is their backbone.
Oh, B.A., I don't expect to see many easy buckets between these two defenses. They're disciplined, hardworking, and gritty. And, of course, they make you work for everything. And Wembanyama can dunk it basically just standing up. You got to keep him out of the paint.
Cunningham with the ball. Shot clock at 6. For 3, Robinson nails it from 3.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Well, J.B. Bickerstaff had a few moments to share with me. We talked about Victor Wembanyama and what he wants to see from his team defensively, and he said, I want to see us knock him off balance a little bit, be tough, physical. That's how you get into his head, and that's how you frustrate him. Expect to see a lot of defensive aggression against Wembanyama tonight. Guys?
As always, Allie, we thank you. Well, you need a real big-time star to win in this league. And Grant, the Pistons have that in Cade Cunningham.
Oh, my, B.A. It took until year 4 for him to really break through. Already a player who can impact the game in so many ways, but when his numbers go up across the board, that's doing something special. The athleticism of Thompson is showing up right there. I mean, just explosive off the bounce.
Nails it from beyond the arc.
Defensively, you've got to apply more pressure to a shooter of his caliber.
Duren, the screen. And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That's his first foul of the game. Now, if you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. And the foul on the shot. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
And Duren doesn't fear the contact. In fact, he welcomes it when he's trying to score.
And for all the optimism, Grant, the Spurs having to navigate some tough seas with health challenges.
Yeah, the legendary Greg Popovich moving to a front office role. Then Wemby suffering a blood clot, too. Some trying times, but this team's foundation of togetherness has helped. A little raw skill-wise, but Sochan has that rare physical traits and a tremendous upside.
Harris outside. Pass to Robinson. Launches a 3. Drills it from deep. Robinson's got 8.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Pistons trail up by 3. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen is the call.
Well, the league has put an emphasis to crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
Excellent use of his physical gifts. Goes up strong and captures the board.
Back to Duren. And the dunk by Duren.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
And they take the lead.
Good work down low. I mean, I like how confident Thompson is from this area.
Here's Fox. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. It goes on Duncan Robinson. When you watch De'Aaron Fox, is there anything that sticks out to you, Grant?
Well, B.A., this league has the best athletes in the world, and Fox looks like maybe the quickest guy out there on most nights. His change of direction is especially elite.
Now here's Cunningham. Yet to see a basket. Sochan with a rebound. San Antonio leading. Johnson with it. Now LeVert defending. Fox feeling it out a bit. Pass to Cornette. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup.
Fox really interested in making his teammates better, and he does it with his passing.
Cunningham outside. Here's Duren. No good on the triple. Here's Sohan. Fox outside. A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. It's the Spurs. They lead by 3. Let's take a quick break. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after this first quarter of play. All right, guys, before we move on, what do you think about the Spurs at this point?
Well, we've watched them force their way to the line, and it seems to be working so far.
Yeah, this is how you can keep a crowd quiet, though. I mean, methodically score at the line and take some of that energy away from the fans. They don't like to have the action stop and the opposing team scoring.
San Antonio moving the ball around. Pass to Harper. 5 to shoot. Spurs need to get one up here.
Yeah, great pass by Harper. Already the rookie showing some feel.
Ivy outside. Takes it inside. And he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use 2 hands next time. He knows where he is.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
And the second free throw is good. And Grant, offensively, Wemby has a lot of different options. Talk about his game.
Well, put simply, we've never seen a 7-footer with this array of skills. He's an efficient shooter from anywhere, and the length to just about ignore defenders. I mean, he's got it all.
To the inside. And the dunk by Wembanyama.
I'm always worried about Victor's head hitting the rim.
And it's Cunningham missing. So it's San Antonio now. The big man, Wemby for 2.
That's been the story of their offense so far, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Outside Robinson. To the paint. Here's Stewart. And he lays it up and in. Stewart's got 5.
Well, you know, this is what you like about him as a facilitator. He hits his man where he can do something with the rock.
And here's the timeout from Mitch Johnson now. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. So both teams making some changes here. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Fox with the ball. Now guarded by Harris. Chalk up 2 there. And the Spurs lead by 3.
Barnes showing you the nice agility, the quickness of his feet in the pick and roll action. He sets the pick and then cuts to the right spot out of setting the screen.
Sometimes it's simple. Put the ball in the hands of your scorers and let them do what they do best.
And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for Detroit. And last season, the Pistons became the first team ever to triple their win total from the previous campaign.
Yeah, going from the worst record in the association in 2024 to a playoff team in 2025. And now they look to just keep on rising. Scouts love this from Wembanyama, a big who can hit smooth three-point shots.
Pass to Vassell. And here's Fox. From behind the arc. The rebound by Stewart. On the wing, Thompson. Back to Stewart. And finished off by Stewart.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him with the score this tight. You cannot take a chance here.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen.
One of the trickier plays to judge, but it would be hard to argue against the call.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
Trading the lead back and forth, neither side is willing to back down.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Maybe the Spurs are on the rise. Victor Wembanyama said, quote, "I've been on board since day one. We know it's not going to be a straight line. There will be ups and downs. This is not easy, but I'm very confident in the will that my guys have. The long term is never being questioned." Brian, back to you.
They'll get there. All right, Allie, thanks for the report. The three from Barnes. Rebound Detroit. End of quarter management here. They can go 2 for 1.
Make the math work in your favor.
Thompson outside. Back to Robinson. Detroit moving the ball around. And the ball out of play. The Spurs will have it. And here are the Spurs now. Wow, the athleticism of Fox.
How about the vertical from Fox? Throwing it down with authority. Go get it, young fella.
Harris outside. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's Victor Wembanyama making things happen for the Spurs. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. We'll be back in a moment. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. And it sure seems like post play has evolved quite a bit over the past decade or two.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, there aren't many big men who operate only on the low block anymore. But if they do, they're considered throwbacks.
Knocks down the long J.
And what a read there from Cunningham, showing he has vision and timing with his passes.
And it's Fox penetrating. Castle misses. The Pistons leading. Cunningham looking around. Pass to Harris. The shot's good on the assist by Cunningham.
Boy, this is the threat that Harris poses now. He's a scorer from every level. Inside, three-point land, and at the rim.
Keeping pace here. That's an excellent move inside. And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Back to Wembanyama. Kicks it out to Barnes. 6 to shoot. Wembanyama screen. Vassell right side. And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over.
And this is the absolute wrong time to stop communicating. They have to get in sync.
Here's Harris. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. For three, Robinson. Good work defensively by Castle. And so it's Wembanyama with it. He brings it up for San Antonio. They trail by 1. And the Pistons with possession here. They've only allowed 2 points so far in the second half. Hits the trifecta. Robinson's got 14 points.
Yeah, because Duren is such a big, physical, athletic guy, it's easy to overlook his incredible passing. But that's one of his core strengths.
And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. Detroit leading by 5. And the Spurs willing to be patient with this rebuild. But when De'Aaron Fox became available, Grant, they did not blink.
Yeah, he's just too dynamic to pass up. And still young enough to grow with their core. Now it's about making the pieces click.
Down low. Duren. And the dunk by Duren.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Pass to Harris. Cunningham outside. To the middle. Here's Duren. The shot's good on the assist by Cunningham. And it's a 9-point Pistons lead.
They're going to work inside. I like how confident Jalen is from this area. He's bringing a lot of energy to this offense, not letting the scoreboard discourage him right now.
Boy, I tell you what, the hole would be a lot deeper if he wasn't being as efficient as he's been so far.
A sharp shooter from the mid-range. Cunningham doesn't need much room to feel comfortable firing away.
Down low. Wembanyama comes up empty down low. Detroit shooting their 4th attempt at the line tonight. That free throw good from Cunningham. So both teams changing it up here. And here are the Pistons. They're on a 16-4 run. Inside. And the dunk by Duren.
They're making it look easy out there, just having fun.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
To the inside. Thompson with some nice D.
Great defensive effort to lock down the paint.
Impressive work protecting the basket. He held his ground nicely on that one.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Pistons?
Yeah, what stood out to me was their passing. They moved the ball effortlessly and have been able to find those holes in the defense.
Both teams deciding to change it up. From deep, Harper. Counted from distance. Harper's got his first 3 points of the game.
You know, can't sag off Harper as a defender. He'll pull up from deep right in your face.
Pass to Stewart. Corner shot. Count the basket. And the Pistons lead by 13.
Since half, there's been a stark contrast between these teams. I'm talking about efficiency at the offensive end.
And that's why you have such a huge gap in the shooting numbers between the teams.
Now here's Ivey. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Detroit shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts of the game. That free throw no good. And Detroit making a change here. And he sinks the second. Here's Harper. Cash money from 16 feet away. Harper's got 5 points now this quarter.
The entire defense was frozen for him. Nobody picked up the shooter.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons now holding a 12-point lead at quarter's end. They're getting quality looks, and that's why they're shooting at such a high clip. More 2K action in just a moment. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Spurs trail by 12. Pass to Champagnie. Wembanyama screen to the paint. Bucket. He's now 9 for 11 after that one.
And the offensive skills of Wembanyama are a huge part of his high value, and nice to see him delivering.
Pass to Cunningham. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Stewart with the tip. Great positioning on the putback. And the Pistons lead by 12.
And a nice sequence by Cunningham. This guy has all the tools. He doesn't let up.
Here's Champagnie. Back to Johnson. San Antonio moving the ball around. Shoots it from the corner. The shot by Wembanyama, no good. The Pistons lead by 12. Now Cunningham. Pass to Ivy. Back to Cunningham. From downtown. Drops in the three. Cunningham's got 9 points here in the second half.
And look at the lack of hesitation. Cade gets the ball and is